Right, I'm back. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just covering this tin with some masking tape. And the reason why I'm using the masking tape is because it will hold the textured paste a lot nicer, a lot easier. So, and what I do is, if I'm covering anything, I try and overlap slightly just so it doesn't, you know, it all gets covered properly. So, and that's all we do, is just cover the whole tin. Like that. There you go. Now, I've not used this particular one before, and this is Shimmers Paints. But we're going to, and we're going to see how that goes. Now, I'm just going to get a bigger brush, because I have a funny feeling. I don't know where to, no, I might, yeah, we'll see. I might use a sponge, actually, to get some texture in it, although it's a textured paste. So I'm just going to get a sponge. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've got this one will do. So I've got a piece of this, it's like got air bubbles in it. And this is the one I'm going to use to get the texture. No idea what will come out like. I just basically want to get a little bit of texture on it. So I'm kind of like stippling this one. I need to spread that out a bit. Well, that's not bad. I'm going to have to put my hand in it like that and texture that. Now, it is pink, and I think what I should have done, because I've never used this before, this is the first time for me, if I'd have thought on, I should have added some other plain white textured paste first, and then stippled this onto it. But hey, I can colour this, that's no problem. We all learn by mistakes, and I'd never used it before. I haven't watched a video or anything on how to use it. So, which wouldn't have been a bad idea to have looked it up first. But I don't do things like that. Right, I'm just going to make sure that it's got a nice layer over that. I like that, stippled. Very nice. Now, does it dry? How long does it dry? What do I have to do to make it dry? No idea. Would have been an idea to look it up though, wouldn't it? So, never mind. What I'm going to do is try and dry it off and see how we get on. I'll come back because this might take a while. Right, I'm back. Sorry, I'm having to connect all these videos up, and I think my camera setting's wrong because it's not very clear. Now, what I've done is I've put the textured paint on, the paste, and then I'm using the Inca Gold pink to go over it, because the textured paste wasn't very pink. And as this is for my dressing table, it's just to put in like makeup brushes and things like that, I just thought it doesn't really matter how pink it is. I mean, it's not too pink, I can tone it down if I want to. So, and you can spray this with water, which is what I've done, just to water it down a little bit. Now, I've got the sun out in this room, as you can see, So it's making my eyesight a little bit worse than what it is. But hey ho, it's working and it's doing what I want it to do, and that's the main thing. But it has given it a nice texture, which is what I was after. So what I'm going to do now is to dry that. It shouldn't take long. It doesn't. I know one thing, that texture paste doesn't take long to dry. So I had the heat gun on it for a couple of minutes and it was done. Just turning it round a little bit to help that. And it should dry pretty well. That tin's get a little bit hot to hold. So I'm just going to let that dry off a bit more with the heat that's already on the tin. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some lace to that. Now, I do have some really pretty lace. Yeah, I think I'll use this. It's a lighter lace, so I've got the two colours going. This is a baby pink. I'm just going to cut this even. Now, here's the seam at the back. Just make sure that's dry. It is. There's a seam at the back, so that's where I'm going to start mine, because you can still see the line there. And it's basically just giving it a skirt. Right, I've got to do it that way. Okie dokie, that's no problem. So I'm going to continue like that, but I'm going to pinch it a little bit. That's just to give it a little bit more of a gather than what it's already, because the lace is already a gathered lace. So we're just going to give it a little bit more of a gather here and there. That'll just help that stick. Like that. And when you're doing this gather, don't do too much at once, because the glue will dry before you get a chance to get round, and then it won't look as pretty or as even. See, that's coming off, and that's because it must be still a little bit damp, but we'll keep going, because it's a tutorial and I could always fix it up later if needed. I don't know what that is. I've got a mark on that, but it's for me, so I'm not bothered. I'm going to cover that anyway. Like that. So I can glue any of that down. Wasn't quite dry now. I'm going to colour that again. That's what's happened. It's not quite dry. It feels dry to the touch, but it's not. So don't worry about things like that. You can always go over them. It's just to hold some makeup brushes in. Like that. Now, there's the front. See, that looks really cute. Let's just have a look. Oops, there's it. Let's have a look. I just want some of this. I do like this bobble trim. Who's that? Right. So I'm just going to put this around the edge at the top. Yeah. It's just to trim it off. I don't want something too much, too big. Really, less is more. Okay, I think that's enough. And that will just finish that off. So, look, we've got that. And that's quite pretty. I will go over with paint the little area that I missed, or that I took off with my fingers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to also add, where's the seam, some of this bobble trim just across the here, I think, and then I'm going to put some pearl trim on it. So we'll get this together here. Like that. Now it does look a bit bulky because I gathered it, but just press that in and it'll be fine. And then just keep going round. Like that. And that'll cover that little mark that was on there. Might need another glue stick, I think. No, in a minute. Not yet. And that's just pressing that in like that. Like so. And then finish that off there. Okie dokie, that looks pretty nice. Quite neat. Sorry about this. I will get this film done. I've had to keep stopping and starting. The phone's never stopped. Right, so I've got this far. I've got the frill on, I've got the top and the bottom on, and the texture on it. And it looks pretty neat. So what I'm going to do now is find the seam. And here's the front. And then I am going to use the E6000. Now, somebody's pointed out, did I read this? I have read this, and I'm afraid I need my spyglass. And it does say, warning, this product contains a chemical known to the states of California to cause cancer. Not recommended to use by children. So, I haven't heard anybody getting cancer through it, but you just need to read the packaging, and it is E6000. And you must, at all cost, if you get it on your hands, you must take it off immediately. So, I'm just going to pop this on here. Because the flower I made the other day, we're using the picture and the bottle cap. And I'm just going to pop some of this on here as well. Is what I'm going to use rather than waste it as a decoration on this. So here we go. Here's the front, like that. I just think that's really pretty. Let that dry there. And then what I've got is, I'm going to add some cream pearls, I think, to this. Yes, that will really make it look pretty. So I'm going back to the seam area, and I'm going to add the cream pearl to this trim, like that. Oh, that's dropped off. I'll have to stick it back on in a minute. Put another glue stick in. I got that ready. Okay, here we go. There we go. I just need to trim that. And put that in there. Like that. And then I'm going to put some on the bottom section. In fact, yes, I will. I'm going to put it on the bottom section. Start at the back again at the seam. Just move that out of the way. Like that. Oh, I don't look, I've done it again. I'll go back over that and paint that. Flick that back. So this was just an empty tin. Now I've got to go back and find the front again, and that flower has to go back on. Like that. I'm just going to stick that little bit of lace together. Like that. And then take hold of the texture paint, not the glossy, no, it's not Glossy Accents, Inca Gold, sorry, because my mind's wandering everywhere. It's, and just go over that, that's better, and then I can let that dry. Yeah, right. So I might have to just lay that down, prop that down. But don't you think that looks stunning compared to what it was? No, well, not so much stunning, but pretty. That's the lace sticking out, that'll be fine. And the other thing I wanted, didn't I? Yeah, let me just see, because that'll probably come off again. It's got to dry properly. I was going to put some of these little pearly bits on, and what I might do is just attack inch, 3 down the side. So I don't want to waste them. I'm not saying I'm going to waste them, but you know what I mean. You just glue them on like that. There's a little bit of decoration. Bang goes the glue gun. So I now need to match these up. One there. Sorry, I've just got... My glue gun has just about had it. Again. Just there. And I think that's quite pretty. Let me just see. And that's going to look great. Just to put in some paint, not paintbrushes, some makeup brushes on my desk, on my dressing table. So I hope you like that. Very easy, very quick, and you know, better than it was. Thanks for watching. Take care. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye for now.